How is everyone doing? I know I haven't done a live Periscope for a while now, but I was really led today to do a live Periscope, and it's just something that I was really reflecting on today while I was driving. And what I did is I gathered all my thoughts and I said, you know what, let me write them down in paper, and I wanted to share it with you guys. And as you guys see, I titled this live scope Decisions, Decisions, Decisions. And if you think about it, our journey in life depends on decisions that we make. And I first would like to read 3 scriptures that will really assist me, because when making decisions in life, at least important ones, or maybe all decisions that we make, we should always use wisdom or ask God to give us wisdom when making these decisions. And let me read these scriptures that I found on wisdom. The first one is in Proverbs 4:6-7, and it reads, "Do not forsake wisdom, and she will protect you. Love her, she will watch over you. The beginning of wisdom is this: get wisdom. Though it costs all you have, get understanding." The second scripture is found in James 1:5. It reads, "If any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to you." The third scripture is found in Proverbs chapter 3, verse 13, and it reads, "Blessed are those who find wisdom, those who gain understanding." And I would like to share with you the notes I wrote down as I was reflecting on decisions that we have to make, as I was reflecting on life. I remember I was thinking about, there's a class that we have at our church that is dedicated for women. It's called the Rose of Sharon class. And on Sunday, my pastor, he made a statement, and it really made me reflect on life. And that statement was that when we choose our spouse, we base it on sight and not on insight. Sight is what we see at the present moment, and insight is being able to see what lays ahead. This statement, as I pondered on this statement, as I thought about it, it made me reflect on life and decisions that I have made. It made me reflect not only on romantic relationships, but also life in general. Sometimes we tend to get caught up with what we see, or what's presented to us at first. We base decisions on what we see at that moment, or how it looks. And I think that when we want to make those decisions that will make a drastic change in our life, or just important decisions, we should always seek guidance from God. Ask that God gives you the guidance or the wisdom that you need to make important decisions. I would like to give you guys an example of a decision that I made, and I didn't make that decision with wisdom. I didn't have enough wisdom to make the right decision. I remember there was a time I needed a vehicle, and I went ahead and I wanted to purchase this vehicle that I saw from the owner. So when I saw the vehicle at first, it looked really nice, and when I took it for a test drive, it just had like a minor little rattling sound. And I figured, this could be fixed. And the price, it was a really good price. So I thought that I was really getting a good deal. The car looked really nice on the outside. There was just a little mild rattling noise. So I could just take it to a mechanic and get it fixed. So as time passed, I began to use the car. I was excited because I got it for a good deal. And as time passed and I began to drive the car, I realized that the car had many defects. I will give you one example. When it was raining, the front part of the inside part of my car on the front will get flooded. And luckily at that time, I was working with a mechanic. I work at a mechanic shop. And I asked my boss, can you take a look at the car? So what he did is he got in contact with a outer body expert to check the body of the car. And when they checked the car, you know what they found out? That the front glass was not attached properly to the car. And that was very dangerous, because that front glass could have fell off. If I got into an accident, many things could have happened. And I was able to get it fixed. But you see, I didn't really take the time to inspect the car. I didn't do the proper assessment needed to purchase this car. I just, decided I'm going to buy the car because it looks good and there's not a lot of mileage. And there was just a minor little rattling sound, so I figured it was fine. So this is a good example, and just in life in general, when we are making decisions, we need to use wisdom. Sometimes we need not to rush and make decisions. Just not just with purchasing a car, purchasing a house, also when you're choosing a spouse, work. It's just anything in general when you're making decisions that is going to affect your life. Like when you buy a house, that's a very important decision. So my advice is, seek wisdom. Don't just make a decision based on what something looks like, because it may look really nice, but when you do your research, or when you take your time, or you ask God for wisdom, God will enlighten you. God will give you the answers that you need when you need to make a decision. Because sometimes we just get excited and we make our decisions in life too soon based on... I'm sorry, I had a call that was coming in. But I just wanted to share this with you because today I was just reflecting on decisions that I have made. And it just brought me back to that statement that my pastor made. Sometimes we do make decisions based on sight and not on insight, because something could look really nice right now. And even with relationships, sometimes it's best, not sometimes, just to get to know the person, become friends, because you're not going to know everything about that person just based on how they look, the type of job that they have, the type of car that they have, or if they seem to have a lot of money. Those things are bonus, but when it comes to having a serious relationship or even thinking about marriage, those are not the key factors. There's a lot of things that we need to learn in terms of the personality, the character. Also, do you feel that this person is going to complement you as where you're going, your future plans? Just life in general. We need wisdom. We need to ask God for wisdom to help us make decisions in life. I am not going to answer some of the comments because I came here to speak about something else. And sometimes when I'm on a live scope, I see some people are block people that come in and make comments. I'm not going to block anyone, because I hope that even those that are making comments that they should not be making, that they receive some type of wisdom and it encourages in them, or just make them leave the scope. But I'm not going to block anyone. Hopefully you will get some encouragement, or God will touch you in some way that you will not be making some of these comments that you are making. But anyways, I decided to come and do this scope during my lunch break, and I hope that everyone is having an awesome day. Be blessed and stay encouraged. If I was to give you, yes, you guys are laughing, but it's true. I'm not going to do, I've been on some live scope, and I see the person that's doing the scope, they go having a blocking party. They block everyone. And I'm not going to block anyone. I hope that they receive wisdom, or God touches them in a way that they will stop, posting some of the things that they post. But I hope that everyone that's watching this message, if you are about to make an important decision that's going to make a drastic change in your life, or will make a life-changing decision, ask God to give you wisdom. Use wisdom. If you're purchasing a house, don't just purchase it because the house looks beautiful. Sometimes it might have defects, and sometimes you may end up spending more money trying to repair the house. Relationships, like I say, it's always good to start off as friends. Any other, even with friendships, we always need to seek wisdom. I'm from the Virgin Islands. This is why I have this accent. I'm from St. Croix, Virgin Islands. Well, it's time for me to go. I just decided to just do this live scope during my lunch break. Be blessed, stay encouraged. When I'm led to do another message, I will come back and speak to you guys. Okay, I hope you guys have a lovely day. Be blessed.